New information in the Hillary email scandal. Several reports show that she personally wrote 104 of the classified emails being investigated by the FBI. She is not worried. She says she's delighted that her former aide, Brian Pagliano, is getting immunity. Roll tape.
I'm delighted that he has agreed to cooperate, as everyone else has. And I think that we'll be moving toward a resolution of this. I think we're getting closer and closer to wrapping this up.
All right, all rise, I was about to say. Judge Napolitano is here.
She might be hearing that soon. Will the defendant please rise?
So she should not be delighted.
No, she should not be delighted. And in fact, she's not delighted. I suggest to you she's terrified. Terrified because of what Mr. Pagliano knows. He was present at the creation of the conspiracy within the Office of the Secretary of State to violate federal laws requiring transparency and to violate federal laws requiring the proper care and handling of state secrets.
So he knows how the whole thing got started. He was right that here's
the question that she doesn't want to hear him answer. Mr. Pagliano, how did you migrate secure state secrets into a non-secure venue? Did Mrs. Clinton give you her password?
Right.
The answer is yes, and she's committed another crime.
Who did? Now, I'm staying on Hillary. Congressman Joaquin Castro. Now, he's the brother of a rumored vice presidential candidate. His name is Julian Castro. Now, Joaquin told CNN the investigation into Hillary's emails is closed. Watch this.
It's been settled by the Congress. The Congress has looked into it. The Justice Department has looked into it, and they've cleared her.
The Justice Department is looking into it, but
that's
for another.
She's been cleared. I missed that, Heather.
I don't get it.
Well, I don't.
You're just brushing this off.
I don't get it either. I think from what we hear, the Justice Department's inquiry will be concluded around May, and then a horrific catch-22 will confront Mrs. Clinton. Mrs. Clinton, our investigation is completed. Would you like to come in and be interviewed by us? No lawyer whose client has been investigated for a white-collar crime would ever say yes to that question without knowing what the feds know, and the feds won't tell the lawyer what they know. On the other hand, Mrs. Clinton is running for president of the United States. If she refuses to go in for that interview, her opponents will have a field day. Wait a minute, you say you're innocent, you don't want to tell the FBI? Either way, she loses.
You have consistently been out front on the legal issues surrounding this email scandal. You pushed this thing further and further, and you've been right every single time. But the Democrats have consistently brushed it off as it doesn't matter. It's no big deal. It's just like all the other scandals of the past. We're going to get through this.
You know, there are many FBI agents who feel burned by the slight tap on the wrist that, in their opinion, General Petraeus received for exposing a tiny, tiny fraction of what Mrs. Clinton exposed. And these are the same FBI agents investigating her now. Anybody who thinks that this will go away because they hope it will go away or they want to wish it away is living in a dreamland. This is a serious investigation by serious people who don't give a whip, to quote the director of the FBI, about politics.
So tell me, how could it just go away? Under what circumstances could it just go away?
It is theoretically possible that the FBI could conclude that no crime was committed or that a crime was committed, but they can't prove who committed it beyond a reasonable doubt. That is extremely unlikely. The case for prosecuting Mrs. Clinton for espionage is well known, well documented, and publicly revealed already. That is how strong the case against her is.
And FBI Director Comey says he will, or it is said about him that he will deal with it promptly. That was the word used, promptly.
I think that means May. Just from the inklings that Fox has been getting from various sources, I think promptly means May. That's 2 months from now.
Yes, but it's a disaster for the Democrats.
It is.
Because you've gone through all of these primaries and caucuses by then. She will probably have locked up the nomination by then, only to be hit possibly with an indictment.
Here's a question for the Democrats. Don't you want to know before the nomination proceeding is completed if your potential nominee could be a criminal defendant? Don't you want to know that?
The answer would be no. No. We'll brush it off when it happens.
Well, then they're really playing with fire, because if she is the nominee and she's a criminal defendant, they have a disaster on their hands.
I'm sorry, Judge, I'm getting breaking news coming through on Apple.